What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Wardcast, the weekly podcast where we sit down with you to talk about what's going on at the Ward Productions, go over some video game news, chat about survival horror, machinima, and more. I'm one of your hosts, Shaun Clark. With me today is Jazz Rich.
Hello.
And Shayla Hill.
Hi.
You know me, I run the Ward Productions, create the videos you watch. I'm a director, editor, voice actor, sound designer, and all sorts of other crap. Jazz, what sort of hats do you wear? What do you do?
Sort of hats?
Yeah.
I wear regular hats. I also wear toques.
Toques?
Yeah, those are, you call them beanies.
Wow.
Yeah.
Beanies.
I call them toques.
They're both
all the
stupid
time
names.
now.
I've never
That's because you're in
toque.
Minnesota.
Oh. Is Minnesota the same as Canada?
Get good. It's
Wow.
Wow.
Jess?
Yeah, I'm toque from Tim Hortons.
Hey,
Oh,
Jess,
yeah.
what do you do?
I do I do a little bit of Let's Plays, that's still growing, and some machinima, which I mostly just write and then forget about them for a couple months. And sometimes I do real life shenanigan videos, but I haven't gotten much done yet. Yep.
Nice. I also do Let's Plays. I forgot to say that.
They know.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, they probably do. They're like, oh, another fucking Let's Play? Where's my machinima? Get fucked. All right. And some of you probably already know who Shayla is. Shayla's been part of the Ward for a long time. She's helped Andrew and I write Raccoon City stories and did the voice for Claire. She's also provided many voices in several other machinimas, including the Verdugo in Duel and Supergirl in Injustice and lots of other stuff. So, Shayla, what do you do?
I voice act, I Twitch stream, and I'm an artist. So I do, like, I don't know, visual cartoon art stuff. And I troll on Twitter all the time. Not literally troll, like sit around and goof around on Twitter all day.
That's not the same as trolling.
Well, it's like the old term of troll when like hanging out under a bridge, just sitting around.
Before assholes took over the word.
Yeah.
We're taking troll back.
Control.
Oh, God.
Not to be confused with a con troll.
What?
Like a troll that hangs out at convention.
Oh, okay. Wow. So, what are you playing?
Ooh, Monster Hunter World.
Terrible. Oh, wait, I'm playing that too.
You were playing too.
Fuck. I didn't think this through.
I'm leaving.
I quit. Is that it?
The
Just
new
Monster
Monster's
Hunter?
really good.
It
Yeah.
is. That's all she plays.
That's pretty much all I play. Well, I do play Idolmaster Cinderella Girl Starlight Stage.
Is that all one game?
Yeah.
Jesus.
She's like listing words to make us think she plays other games. She's like a lamp, a post bed TV screen.
Super Pie Crust Turtle Fuck. That's what I'm playing.
Well, the short name for it is Suit.
That's not much better. Darasu.
Yeah.
So that's just a whole bunch of Monster Hunter, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's exciting.
I might start a stream for Yakuza 0 soon if I ever stop playing Monster Hunter.
I'm so behind on Yakuza. I'm like 4 games
so
behind.
good.
It sucks. Which is really sad because Yakuza is like one of my favorite franchises of all time, and I'm super behind. Makes me want to cry.
I bet I'm further behind.
Yeah, because you haven't played any of them?
Exactly.
Yeah. But it's not one of your favorite games ever. So you can get away with it. I can't. The problem is they're just so fucking long and there's so much to do. And like, I don't want to just go into it and blow through it. I want to go in and do everything. And it's like 100-hour commitment to do that.
See, that's why you just like blow through it the first time and just be like, I don't give a fuck. I'm doing whatever. I swear, right?
Yeah,
No.
Of course. No. We don't swear at the Ward, okay?
No.
I don't know who you think you are.
But yeah, the first time you just like go fucking wild and just say whatever. And then the second time, you can really sit down and like absorb it all.
I can't find
Absorb it
time to
all.
do the first playthrough. Like if I just blow through it, it's gonna take me forever to go back to it, and like it's just gonna kind of taint it. Like if you play The Witcher, like The Witcher 3,
I want to play that so
and
bad.
you just run through it, that's gonna be like a mediocre game. But if you go through it and you do everything, it's like one of the best games ever. Like I don't want to water down my Yakuza experience and make it like just okay. I want it to be really good.
Wow.
Otherwise, I'm just gonna play like, the fuck did I say? Pie crust turtle fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, Super Pie Crust
Oh
Turtle
yeah,
Fuck.
super. It's the sequel.
I don't want to forget that one.
Thank you.
That's the name of the episode right there. It's the new hashtag Super Pie Crust Turtle Fuck.
Get it trending, everybody. So what about you, Jazz? What are you playing?
Well, now I want to play Super Pie Crust Turtle Fuck.
It comes out on Tuesday. I have a press release
boy.
copy.
I'm still really in the same like boat as before. We're still playing a lot of Call of Duty, trying to grind through to get outfits and stuff. I've picked up a couple of the Resident Evils that I hadn't touched in a while, but I was highly drunk and that didn't work out.
If you don't remember it, did it happen?
I don't know. And I actually,
If a
I was on
jazz falls
Steam.
in a forest, does it make a sound?
Oh, it's like that Google thing where if you start typing like if you die in, and somebody wrote, if you die in Canada, do you die in real life?
The answer is no.
It's like, who the fuck Googled this? Well, speaking of Canada, if there's any listeners that are from Canada, which probably just like me and Waffle, happy Canadian Thanksgiving!
Yeah,
That's today?
That's Monday, but today is Monday because this is Monday.
we're recording in the or in the past. Or
It's
what?
Thanksgiving weekend, so it works.
That just made... See, October is amazing. It has Halloween, which already makes it amazing. And Canadian Thanksgiving, like, shit.
Shit.
October is the only month where I like smashing pumpkins.
Literally.
Oh yeah, but speaking of the game, I was also on Steam and I've been looking at my list trying to play some of the games I bought and never touched, and I got back on Echo, so that was a lot of fun.
It sounds familiar.
It's like not a lot of people.
Oh, is that where you're
I've
like
asked-
the blind person? Or am I
No,
thinking of
you're-
something else?
You're this girl character, and
What,
It's
girls can't
very,
be
like-
blind?
no,
Oh.
it's very futuristic, and I think, or you're in space. Either way, it's like it's not
It's futuristic, or you're in space.
or in space. I mean, like you're on this
There
planet.
may be a
but
robot.
the entire
don't
planet
know.
is like a computer or something, and you go inside. I don't know what the hell you're trying to find a ball or something. It's creepy, but it's cool, and I've been playing it trying to understand it better.
Well, I'm sold.
There you go.
Is it
It
survival
takes
horror?
place in the future or space, and you're
I-
trying to find a ball. I want it.
Yeah. I don't know if it's survival, but it's like or survival horror, but it's definitely like you have to survive. I just haven't played far enough in the game to know
Oh, okay.
what kind of shit I have to do.
What kind of horrors await?
Yeah. That.
Nice.
Okay, cool.
So
You guys, I can
haven't-
talk more about Monster Hunter World.
Nope.
No,
We're done.
fuck that game. Well, I mean, for me, I guess that's on my list as far as what I've been playing. I played a little bit of that during the autumn event, Halloween event, whatever the hell it is. What kind of a Halloween event ends on October 5th?
See, that's what I'm saying. The events aren't over. That was
Events
just a
for
fall
shitty games.
festival. So that was a celebration of the beginning of fall. There'll still be more events like for Halloween. That was just like sort of free for all to let anyone catch up for the new season.
That doesn't make any sense, though. It's Halloween themed. When you go to the Gathering Hub, there's a giant pumpkin.
Exactly. So that way, first of all, the pumpkins will probably come back for like basically anytime they do events, like when Kluve Toroth comes back, they'll bring back all the decorations for fall. that was just like the initial bash to kind of get you caught up with any events or any of stuff. And so you can get the cool, cute pumpkin gear so you can wear your pumpkin outfit all Halloween or all October instead of just on Halloween.
Well, why not just have like Halloween event through October?
Well, then there's no sense of urgency. And they're cycling through different monsters. Like the Arc Lunestra just got released. And I think they're going to do an Arc Negrigante or Nerdigante by the time like October's done, which is what I'm really hoping for.
But I mean, like for people like me that don't play that shit every single day, like having that full month window would be nice to be able to have that time to go in and do like the thousands of quests that they have and unlock all that armor and stuff. You know, doing an event for like a week doesn't really give you a lot of time to get much done.
It was 2 weeks.
It was 1 week.
It was 2 weeks.
It was 1 week.
2.
When I found out about it, it was 1 week. That's all that counts.
Well,
4. 27.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so what are you guys working on, if anything? Shayla, do you have any projects going on?
Yeah, I'm working on your banner illustrations right now, and I am. And then I've just kind of been doing some personal artwork stuff, like on the side.
Just for shits and giggles?
Well, I like to do fan art and like, or just whatever I'm into at the moment, just to kind of like keep practicing. And sometimes I don't know. I usually like post on Twitter when I do stuff. So yeah, I'm kind of just a hobbyist. It's mainly because my job's so busy.
Yeah, I wouldn't know anything about that. Are you going to be doing any like machinima or anything like that in the future?
I want to do one for Metal Gear Solid. That's like my dream project, is to do a Metal Gear Solid machinima.
Have you done anything to make that happen? Like, have you started writing anything, or is it just an idea?
Basically, all I've really done is like just write down ideas for the script, and I have tried to actually capture for it in the past. But I've gone back and forth on whether I want to do the Twin Snakes version, which I think could be really funny because there's just that one's so over the top already.
I know you have to go with that one. Plus, I mean,
really
it
good
looks
material,
better.
But there's so much freedom with the original PlayStation version because of like no lip sync.
Yeah, that's true.
So
but you could just do like a really bad dub, like intentionally.
Yeah.
I think it'd go well with the action.
Yeah.
It's like one of those like poorly dubbed like martial arts movies.
That would be amazing because there's just too many amazingly bad, but equally bad equals awesome parts of Twin Snakes, like him somersaulting over top of the door frame to get to the other side.
I know, surfing on a missile and kicking it.
Yeah.
So much good shit. There's so much material there. Like, you have to make that happen.
Oh,
I've always wanted to do a Metal Gear one. I actually started to do one forever ago, but I canceled it. I don't remember why. I think I just had too much shit going on.
I really liked that early one you did with Raiden.
I don't think the trailer's out there anywhere. Maybe I'll post it sometime.
No, I think it was originally on the Ward and it's been gone for...
Yeah.
Well, it's back, but
maybe I'll re-upload that at some point, but I'd like to bring it back if I can. I just have so many things going on right now that it's going to take some time.
Yeah.
But yeah, you should definitely do that. That'd be cool.
I want to.
You're the only one here that doesn't do machinima.
I know.
But I just shit together.
I want to do more voice acting. I'll do like tons and tons of voice acting.
Yeah, you should do that too then.
Yeah. Do it all. Don't limit yourself. Jeez. Don't put me in a box.
Like Snake.
Oh, full circle. We did it, everybody.
Yay, goodbye.
Yay. Wow. Jazz out.
Mic drop.
She like jet rockets out of the room. Little star shine. Ding.
So Jazz, what are you working on?
I'm working on.
It's a secret.
Yeah. Shut
Whoa.
up.
Yeah, don't talk about it.
I'm working on that content that the last podcast you were giving me shit saying I'm never gonna make you a October special thing. Well, yeah, guess what?
Now we're working on one. I mean,
and it's almost done. So
oh shit. Yeah. New video coming soon, hopefully. Quote unquote.
Coming soon to YouTube near you.
Coming soon never.
Hey.
Whoa.
Where's
Don't you even. Don't even start.
Yeah, where's the new adventures of the adventures of Terrified?
You don't even know what you're talking about.
It's true.
I feel so bad that we keep like giving you shit about Duel because like everybody was like, "Where's episode 12, Shaun? Where's episode 12?" And then like the day episode 12 came out, we're all like, "Hey, where's episode 13?" like we had it all planned out. We're like, "Hey guys, as soon as it posts, we should just comment like, I can't wait till next episode in 2037."
God damn it.
Oh my god! Actually, surprisingly, like on like RCS and the Resonance, a lot of the comments are all like super nice, and like it makes me feel bad every time I see like, "When's episode 2? These are so good," and I'm like, "You're so sweet, but
but are you falling?
Yeah,
you're so sweet, but
I fall down a pit of despair when I realized there's probably.
See, I used to feel bad, but now I just like. I'll go on the Residence and I'll look at the comments and somebody's like, "Hey, where's episode 2?" And I'm like, "You poor soul." You have no idea. So that's what's funny when Shaun posted episode 1 of Irrelevations. People were like,
"Oh no, a new series!
Oh, yeah, a new series! I'm gonna spend a lifetime forgetting about." Joke's on them. Episode 2 came out only like 6 months later.
Only.
Welcome oh my god, Jessica, world. I think is probably my like favorite voice to do ever.
It was a lot of fun. Jessica's voice was that had us like I was recording with Max and we were trying to do our lines. Well, I was trying to get him to do his lines, but I was kind of throwing mine in there too. And it just kept going right back to Jessica. Like he killed his throat because he kept talking like Jessica. I was like, I'm never gonna get Chris's voice. That's why Chris is so angry because like he's trying to talk to her, but he just becomes her.
They are the same person.
Jessica Chris.
Jessica Chris. Jessica
Chrisica. Chrisica. I did it.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. Oh, every time I love Chris or I love Max as Chris because that one time like there's the irritated what he does really well, and the very first time he ever did that, like Jazz actually was being like Max.
Oh, because we couldn't get him to be angry enough for it. Like the what never came out angry, and
yeah,
I just had to slip in the Jill. I had to become Jill.
He doesn't know how to act angry. He just has to become angry.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's not an actor. You just have to piss him off.
Oh, he's good.
Really mad at us. No,
There's no acting involved. He's just really pissed.
He's one of the best voice actors that I've dealt with. Actually, like all of the voice actors I've dealt with were really good.
I was gonna say,
but like, I think Chris is one of the ones that like, whenever I see the actual character in the game, like I can't even hear his voice. I just hear Chris. Darby Chris. Darby Max. Darby. And Josh was really good too.
Yeah.
Wesker.
All right. So as for me, I'll go over that in the updates. So we'll skip me for now.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
I want to answer all my questions in the updates. I want to be cool.
Too late.
Oh.
You had your chance.
But what?
All right, so let's go over some news. So there's more news on Telltale Games with their continuous fuck-ups and layoffs
shooting people?
And all that good stuff. So we talked a little bit about this last week. The story's been like all over gaming news channels. It doesn't seem to want to die. Telltale's unfortunately shutting down and has handled the situation really poorly. They fired 250 employees with no warning, no severance. which resulted in a lawsuit that is currently progressing against Telltale. The company stated that they're retaining a small team of 25 employees to wrap up their Minecraft project obligations that they had with Netflix. Well, the drama doesn't end there. Yesterday, Rachel Noel, former narrative designer, tweeted, quote, "Remember how there was going to be a skeleton crew staying on for a while, and I was a part of it? Nah, just kidding. We all got laid off too." Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. So she tweeted that. In a subsequent update, Noel did clarify that it was only her team that was let go, not the entire remaining crew. So there's still, who knows, a handful of people still working on Minecraft. But they've eliminated another portion of their staff, which is ridiculous. Like, at this point, they might as well just close down. I mean, what are they even doing over there?
I think they pretty much are closed down. They're probably only still up because their contract, like the contract that they still have, if they don't fulfill it, they're going to be like royally effed.
Yeah, so they're probably going to get another lawsuit.
But otherwise, yeah, they're pretty much done for.
But I mean, at this point, like, I wonder how big her team was. I mean, they only had 25 people. Like, what can you even get done with 25 people, let alone...
I'll let you know later.
Yeah, probably nothing.
I have something that involves a team of 25 people, actually.
What does that mean?
It's a later content thing. I'll tell you in the updates.
God damn it. How dare you?
Bitch.
I mean, I just think it sucks because I feel like Telltale stuff, in my opinion, was gameplay-wise sort of stale. And it's almost like they just worried about hiring more writers and reusing the same format over and over again, not even considering that, hey, if we don't change up the gameplay or hire people to, like, you know, work on the actual game aspects, we're gonna get people are gonna get tired of it.
That's funny, because that's exactly what I said last week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shayla doesn't know. She didn't listen.
Yeah, way to do your research. Jeez.
She's like, what did you do last week? What are you talking about?
There was a podcast before this?
What happened? I thought this was episode one.
Podcast.
I thought we were just talking.
You're recording this?
Lawsuit.
Oh, God. No more. But yeah, the whole situation's really sad, but it's sad that this keeps coming up. Like, it's almost like every week there's a new story about how Telltale's fucking up. Mm-hmm. And they're dead and they're still fucking up. Like, can't you just silently go into a corner and die? I mean, God.
Because I actually liked what they were doing with the like, I don't know, I thought from what I've played of their games, other than echoing the same thing everyone says, is that, like, the outcome or the final ending is never the same, or is always the same despite what kind of choices you make. I mean, I've been saying that about, like, as far back as Quantic Dream, though, where, like, in spoilers, in Heavy Rain, the main bad guy is always the same, where they were leading the whole thing up, where kind of a lot of the clues pointed to that any of the characters in Heavy Rain could have been the killer or the kidnapper, only to have, like, no matter what you do, it ends up always being the same, like, end bad guy, even if there's different results. Like, I mean, that's always kind of been an issue in sort of choose your path video games.
Yeah, that's definitely a missed opportunity. I thought the same thing when I was playing through it. Like, they did kind of lead you to believe that based on what you're doing, the choices you make, that the ending was going to shift based on what you did. Like, the killer was going to be different based on what you did. And yeah, that wasn't the case at all. And that was really disappointing. And for Telltale, they took the wrong path. They really fucked up, because when the first season of The Walking Dead took off and they hired, I can't even remember how many people, but I think it was like hundreds of people. You know, they did a massive expansion of their studio. And instead of taking those extra bodies and that talent and pulling it all into, like, their next individual title, they broke out into like different smaller teams to just make the same content with a different property. But if they had just pooled all those resources into one game, they could have made that game that has like 20 different endings and your choices really made a difference. And if they had done that, I don't think we'd be seeing this happen, because
What's
that would have
crazy
been
is,
a
like,
revolutionary thing. They would have created a new genre and raised the bar for that kind of a game. Like, it would have been amazing.
Not to mention, if they had focused on the property The Walking Dead, which seems to be their most, like, what they're like, what everybody likes them for is The Walking Dead. There's like a plethora of angles you can go with that series. Like, that series like lends itself to telling stories of other characters and other people and having side stories and stuff. So like, it almost seems like they were just kind of being greedy, like going with like signing on to all these other properties and now leaving like people who bought the season pass for The Walking Dead left without any more chapters, or they're not ever going to get what they even paid for.
Yeah, I feel bad for the people that bought the season pass. Hey, look, another problem with digital. Imagine that.
Also, honestly, we all know, I mentioned it earlier, if you really want like a story-based game, you should play the Yakuza series, because Yakuza basically does what like that kind of genre has been like does, only gives you, as far as the freedom of what you want to do is more like involved, because there's actual gameplay involved with like your like making different choices might not have much of a difference on the end result, but what you're doing along the way is a little more involved, where you actually things have like, you know, stuff to do, like fights and play video games or go to the idle cafe and have fun with that.
Yeah, I mean,
for hours.
The problem with Telltale games is it's kind of essentially a movie. Like it's mildly interactive, and sure, you get the choice part of it, like that's your interaction, but when a game leaves an impression on you, it's either going to be A, the story, or B, the gameplay. And if it's a video game, something that you play, it should really be the gameplay above anything else. Story should be a close number 2, but the reason a game impacts you should be the way that it plays. Like, it's enjoyable, it's fun, and it had an awesome story. If all you have is story, like eventually, you know, even if every game has an amazing story, eventually you're going to be like, well, why isn't this just a movie? You know, why can't I just watch these in a movie format? Because every time I play this game series, it's the same. I walk over here, I interact with this, and I make a choice over and over and over again. People bitch about games being repetitive when they are heavily interactive. Yeah. You know, so if you have zero interaction, that's going to be a problem real quick. And they should have learned from the feedback that they got from the original Walking Dead, taken that to heart, and invested in gameplay, and I really think they'd be okay. Or like I said, if they just invested more in branching out and having multiple endings and real choices that make an impact, either way, they would have been okay.
I feel like as long as we have Quantic Dream, we don't need to.
Damn. Brutal.
Because everything you're describing, I'm like, hey, that's like Detroit, because it's like a movie, but you make the choices, and it actually affects your gameplay and the ending. Like,
yeah.
The thing is, though, they're walking down that same path. They're already getting shit on for pretty much the same reason. Yeah, like, their games are simple, and your choices don't have enough of an impact. So if they keep going the way they're going, it could be a similar story.
I mean, like, I know the majority of people say that, yeah. But I would have personally to disagree with that. Because when I was playing Detroit, I was like, I had to pause the game, and I was so torn between like, shit, what do I do? Like, it affects your conscience almost. Like, I want to go this way because that's the right thing to do, but I'm also curious as to what happens if I go over here. And you're like, it's such a big game to play over, to redo. So you're like, I have to choose now, and I have to choose right. It's like, it makes it so much harder. The gameplay is easy, but the decisions to make, it's like, ah, shit.
Yeah, I can't really comment on that because I haven't played that game.
But like, it was the same with a lot of games of that type, though.
Yeah. Have you finished that game, though?
Yeah.
Have you?
I mean, like,
one of the stories. Have you kind of looked into like what the other dialogue options would get you? Have you looked into that?
No, because I want to replay it and then take like the complete 180 decisions
Yeah, you should do
But
that and like follow up on the podcast about it, because I can pretty much guarantee you that those choices that you make are going to be minor
well,
differences.
because like when you get to the end,
dialogue trees or it has like an extra cinema. At least with I will say in Jazz, at least with Quantic Dream, not to say that Telltale looks bad, but like Quantic Dream is actually pretty visually impressive with their.
oh, it's really pretty.
Oh yeah, graphically,
Looks gorgeous.
yeah, sure. That's
It's a little more entertainment factor as
For
far
sure.
as like.
yeah, because I mean, obviously, Walking Dead didn't look spectacular, but I mean, it's also a different situation because they were going for that comic book aesthetic.
Yeah.
And they nailed
I
that. They
like
did
their
that really
visual
well. It was weird that
style.
they took that style into things like Game of Thrones. That was odd.
Yeah.
They kind of took that engine and they didn't retool it at all, and they just used it for everything. And that made
They
no
got
sense
the
because it was a
BD.
comic book style for Walking Dead. Why would you use that for everything? It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Just copy paste.
It's
and
kinda
I
sad
think my
because-
big thing is that they never actually like whenever these kind of things happen, it's like who really made these decisions? I know it's like a corporation, but it's like there were executives who made these decisions to just keep on taking properties and not communicating with the team as far as like what their capabilities were and what they needed.
Trump.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, the problem was at the top. You know, whoever was making those decisions clearly made the wrong choices, and typically the people at the top aren't invested. You know, they're not in it. You know, they don't have the blood, sweat, and tears mentality. They're not making it. They're not writing it. You know, they're not invested. They don't care about how it impacts fans. They just want the fans to buy it, and they're
They're
like,
NPCs.
oh well. You know, this sold well, let's do more of that. Rather
It's
than
pretty-
actually look into what people are saying and grow it and invest in that. They're just like, oh, copy paste. People are liking this. Let's make more money. Let's print money. It's easy. It's quick. But it doesn't work like
No.
that, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's go ahead and move on. So next story, Disney announces a 9-game Kingdom Hearts compilation. Have you guys heard about this? Do you guys like Kingdom Hearts at all?
No.
No.
You don't?
Okay.
Really?
All right. My thing. Here's my problem with Kingdom Hearts. I really enjoyed the first Kingdom Hearts. And I feel like everything beyond the first Kingdom Hearts, maybe even about halfway through the second one, during the second one, I just started to feel the limitations of the series in the sense that they seem to like have all these fantastic, wonderful properties on both sides, both Square and Disney, and they just weren't utilized. They started making like the story about this really convoluted. I know everyone's gonna hate me, but like because people love Kingdom Hearts, but like the plot got really convoluted, really over dramatic. I mean, the fact that
I don't think
fans
that's a
talk
secret.
about like, oh my god, Aqua got Norded, like that sounds ridiculous. Like even the fans think it sounds ridiculous. It's because it sounds ridiculous. And all the characters were just like the few characters they used from Squaresoft were mostly Final Fantasy characters, and they were mostly like a very small pool of like Final Fantasy 7 and Final Fantasy 8 and like 10. I mean, they were just really, really underutilized like most of the other Final Fantasy series. Like, they even could have had really cool things with like having the Final Fantasy job class system with like Final Fantasy or with Disney characters. Like they could have had like, you know, you could choose to make Goofy a white mage or a thief, and like they're like they have the actual classes and then do things with those abilities, and like instead they're just focused on these like OC characters, these 3 main OC characters that got copied like 3 times over, and the story makes absolutely no sense. There's like 3 versions of every character because there's a nobody, a heartless, and a special or something like that.
Special.
It's ridiculous. The series is ridiculous. I love the concept. I love the first game, and I love aspects of that series, but I just don't have any hope for the third one being anything but like a bunch of more convoluted garbage. It'll look beautiful, but I mean, like, half the games released by Squaresoft in the last 10 years, with the exception of like a small handful, like, look gorgeous and all have that one guy's designs, and the engine, or I mean, not the engine, but the character game models look gorgeous and fabulous, and the cinemas look wonderful and well choreographed, but the gameplay is just really, really bland.
Yeah, they did that though because they want to sell it to kids.
But then if they wanted to sell it to kids, why would they focus on all these weird teen angsty characters with a really convoluted plot that no one can follow?
See,
even the fans
that's the
can't
problem
follow
though,
it.
because they be doing too much. Because like they are. I mean, they're trying to make it simple enough that kids can play it. Oh, hey, it's Disney, you know, kids are gonna want to play it. But they want to put the angsty teenage shit in there for teens so that they get invested in it. And then they make the somewhat deep and confusing story so that adults can also get into it as well. But it becomes such a mess that it doesn't really work for any of those groups. But I mean, I don't know. It's still cool that we have this, you know, it's a unique thing. Like, whoever thought that Disney and Square were going to make some fucking video games? That's weird as shit.
Which is amazing.
It is amazing,
but they don't
and it's not bad.
It.
Like, it's still enjoyable.
Half the Square characters in the reveal have all been Kingdom Hearts original characters. They don't even use any Final Fantasy characters anymore. I'm not even a big fan of 13, but like, where's Lightning? You can't even have some, like, I mean, there's some big stuff going on with Final Fantasy 14 that's still, like, that game is still continually updated and has, like, new campaign elements. Like, there's so many characters from the Square, and the fact that they're Square Enix now, that they could utilize, and they don't.
Yeah. Because they know people like Final Fantasy 7 and they like Final Fantasy 8, so those are the characters they're going to draw from because they want to sell copies. I mean, that's a shitty reason. It sucks, but that's, I mean, it's.
I think the only reason I was even excited to see Axel was that they continue to have Quentin Flynn voice him, and that guy's awesome. So I'm like, oh yeah, cool. But otherwise, I'm like, really, guys.
And I bet for the Disney characters, they're really limited as to what they can do creatively. Because, you know, Disney.
Yeah, look at Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Yeah. So,
or 4, sorry.
But I don't know. I like those games. I haven't played all of them, so I mean, I really like the first one. And I've actually only played through the first one, and I think it was the first portable one. Or no, Chain of Memories. Those are the only two I've actually played all the way through. But
I'm really angry because I'm pretty sure I own like all of them.
I do own all of them, and I haven't. We're about to go into that as well because I'm kind of pissed about this whole situation. But anyway, so the collection, 9 games. It's got Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 plus 2.5 remix, and Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 final chapter prologue, which together include Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, Kingdom Hearts RE Chain of Memories, Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days, HD Remastered Cinematics, Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep Final Mix, Kingdom Hearts Recoded HD Remastered Cinematics, Jesus. Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance HD, Kingdom Hearts 0.2 Birth by Sleep, A Fragmentary Passage, Kingdom Hearts X Back Cover, which is a movie. So that's another problem with these games, the fucking titles. Who the hell is coming up with these?
Super pie crust turtle fuck.
Right? 358 over 2 days? Like, what the fuck is that?
Garbage.
Because there's 360 days in the year.
That also even tells me, like, what does that even mean? So you're actually... I truly believe that they think... They're like, yeah, by the way, before this third one comes out, you're gonna have to play through all this garbage to understand what's going on.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
I don't know. Yes and no, especially when there's so many games to get. But it bothers me when I see a new game come out, like when Mass Effect 3 came out, which I still haven't played. But like the marketing was like, oh, you don't have to play 1 or 2 to enjoy 3. And that's all well and good and everything for people that are just getting into the franchise. But for the people that are invested, it's like, well, this is number 3. Shouldn't I know what the hell's going on in 1 and 2 to understand 3? Like, it's a continuation of the story. Why?
No, all those side ones are like super. Granted, they have nothing. They're completely focused on their original characters, but yeah, there's like so much content in those side stories that are like just as important to the story as the numbered.
Yeah. From what I've heard, the side stories actually contain more story and more important elements than than the main games, which is stupid.
Yeah,
but that's why they're doing this, and it's dumb. But yeah, so the collection's only on PS4. It's going to be $39.99. So this is really frustrating to me because this is the third re-release of these games, 2 of which were on the same console. I purchased the original collection on PS3 and then repurchased it on PS4, and then the 2.8 collection on PS4. I got that as well. And now they're re-releasing it again with everything all together in one package. Like, this feels more like a punishment to the consumer more than anything, because the content's out there for you to get on current generation platforms. So if you want to go out and buy those games and get the story before 3 comes out, you can do that. But them taking all this content and putting it in one collection for the second fucking time on the same console, that's pretty frustrating. You know, maybe they should have thought this out a little bit further before they started releasing these and just be like, hey, let's get all this content, put it all together before 3 comes out, and be done with it. Why continue to re-release it over and over again?
Money, 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 money.
Well, I guess, because I fucking bought the shit 3 times.
You could play an amazing game called Nier Automata, or
that game is so good.
Go play Odin Sphere.
I still haven't played that. I really want to. It looks
Duck
so
game.
good.
Go play the Duck game.
Yeah, the best game ever made by anyone ever.
Or go play Yakuza's, because they're remaking those. Only they're actually like
doing them right,
not just like.
But wait, just you wait. In a couple years, they're gonna have the Yakuza collection with all the Yakuza games on it on the same generation.
5.16
remix.
I don't think they will.
No, I don't think they will.
I think they've been smart Disney. And they know that the people who play Yakuza like really like Yakuza and know what's up. So they always make sure to like throw us a bone and give us a release, even if it's only digital, because at least we get it. I mean, it could just not come out.
Well,
which would really
I mean, the only one that didn't really come out here was 5, and they fixed that. Well, kind of. I mean, that one was digital only.
Yeah.
Here, they released physical in Japan, but I mean, at least they did release that one digital, and then from that point on, everything that they released was physical. So that's cool. And I understand why they did that, because it was a risk to release that in any format over in the States, because just sales weren't there. That's why they stopped bringing them over here in the first place. So the only reason that they did that was because fans were complaining about it, and that's the age that we live in. Complain enough and something's going to happen. But yeah, so I mean, that was cool that they responded to the demand of the fans, and then it actually did well, and then it kind of brought them back into the light in the US, which is cool because now everything's coming out here, like I said. So I'm glad that they took that risk. It definitely paid off.
Yeah.
Plus, like I said, it's one of my favorite series. So yay for me.
Yeah, it's a good series.
So good. You need to play that, Jazz. It's super weird and super awesome.
One of my favorite gangs.
Don't you lie to me.
Gangs.
Did you say gangs? God damn it.
I love the Yakuza. They kill a lot of people.
One of my favorite gangs.
All right, so next thing, Capcom announced a live-action Mega Man movie. And guess what it's called?
Mega Man?
Mega Man, in all caps. At least tentatively. It's not like the final
Played
name.
by Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh God.
Wait,
Yes,
are they really?
they are
a live
really
action
making
Mega
a
Man?
live-action Mega Man movie.
Is it gonna be like Transformers, where like Mega Man CG, or
I don't think so. They haven't really said much about it. But what's really weird is it's going to be written and directed by the people that did Paranormal Activity 3.
Ugh.
what?
What the fuck? That's kind of an interesting choice. Hey, Paranormal Activity 3 was cool. You want to do Mega Man?
I like that
Huh?
Paranormal Activity 3 was not by the same people who did the other ones. Like, we only did the third one. We couldn't come up with the idea, and we couldn't follow up the first movie, so we just went with number 3.
Is that the one where they put the mounted the fan on the camera on the fan, and it was like switching back and forth in the scene where she sticks her hand in the drain, and
It's the one with the ghosts that do things.
Wow, that's accurate.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
I'm just asking because if it's the one I think it is, at least it's the Paranormal Activity that I hated the least out of all of them.
I've only seen one of them, and I honestly can't remember which one because
There really should have only been one.
Paranormal
That's
Crap.
obvious.
That's not really something that needs a damn sequel. Just
But
like,
I had a friend who
nowadays,
really liked
anything
them,
that
so I
makes
had
enough
all of
money
them in the theater.
has to have a sequel. Even if it was like written to be a one shot, doesn't matter. Even if you wrap up everything and it makes absolutely zero sense to make a sequel, if it sells enough, it's getting a sequel. And that's bullshit. Because then you got to go back in time and rewrite the fucking origins and pretty much devalidate the first movie, and you essentially ruin it just to make more money. It's fucking bullshit.
Well, if it's the movie, if 3 is the one I'm thinking of, in that movie's defense, for what they were working
Don't
with,
defend that.
have you
Doesn't
seen the
deserve
third
it.
one?
No, I haven't.
Okay, let me just paint a picture for a minute. Imagine this is your job
The
to write,
Twilight
to make
Zone.
films. And you were
I would
plopped
kill
in your
myself.
lap, you had to make Paranormal Activity 3.
I would
For
quit.
what they were working with, I felt like 3 was actually trying the hardest.
Is it good to be a tryhard, though? Isn't that a negative thing?
Not if the outcome is good.
Not
though.
if the
That's fair.
outcome is
Like, if-
actually
But
entertaining.
that's
somebody
the thing. Was
watches
it
the
good,
series
or
and
was
they're
it
like-
passable?
Well, it depends on the people who like that type of movie. Like if
I
you're
like
watching
that type of movie.
if you're watching 1 to 3, and when you see the first, like, it was okay. I mean, like, it had spooks, but they're mostly like jump scares. And then you watch the second one, you're like, wow, this was garbage. But then there's the third one, and I'll give it a shot. And you're like, oh wow, this one was actually better than the first one. It says a lot to the people who made it. That, like, they actually put more time and worked harder on it. And in the end, people who liked it, you know, when they find that out, they're like, oh, it's not even the same people? Well, they should have been making the whole fucking... Like,
Basically, because 3 had a few cool scenes that were actually, like, did do a good job of building some tension and creating a little bit of a, like... there was a couple scenes that were actually pretty good in 3. And they actually did try to write a story, or as far as, like, let's actually try to give this series some context and have it make sense and sort of have a bit of closure to it. Not even I guess, yeah, kind of closure, at least as far as the audience was like, what is the point of this series at this point? And also make it entertaining and give it like a shock, you know, the shit you want to see. You want to see the shocking ending. You want to see people get snapped in half and crawl on all fours and run towards the shaky cam and that kind of stuff, and give it a little bit of context to make it seem a little bit spookier.
ooh.
So that it's not just like, ooh, random ghosts.
Paranormal Activity 3 is actually the only one I've seen with the 2 little girls.
Yeah. Right? It was decent, right?
To be honest,
For what
like,
it was.
movies don't really spook me much, but I watched that one, I guess, late at night. And there's that scene with the mom is at the table and the
Spoilers.
bed sheet.
Yes!
The bed sheet, and you're like, oh, the kid's wearing a fucking bed sheet, and the bed sheet just drops.
Yeah,
Oh, I remember
that was
seeing that
great.
in the trailer.
I was like, oh my god. Like,
Yeah, that was great.
way
'cause I
to
thought it was
way to
just a kid
spoil
fucking
that
around.
too.
It's
Like
like,
in the
you know
trailer,
what?
it sounds like
You know
that's
what?
sounds like
There's
that's one of the
7.
best scenes in the movie, and they spoiled that in the trailer. Way to
But
go.
there's no
that's not
possible
even
way
the
to
best
spoil
scene
these
in the
movies.
movie. There actually are really
No, I
there
mean,
are
it's
some
just
good
something that would be a
scenes.
cool scene, like with the ghost sheet thing. Like, that would be
Yeah,
something
yeah.
cool to experience in the movie, not in the trailer.
Yeah. Well, trailers fucking ruin everything nowadays.
They
Yeah,
do,
I
they
feel
do.
like trailers, like, you can just have, like, you know, you see a camera with the red light flashing, and you have, like,
feel
you're
like
zooming into the
movies are
camera or
made-
something, and then the camera falls over, and that's it. Like,
I feel like certain scenes are hand-fisted into movies. Like, you have to have this scene because it'll make a good trailer. Like, you have to have this and this. This scene has to work in here because, like, I mean, like, at least, did you guys, speaking of trailers, did you guys know what happened to the Slender Man movie? Not that I don't know
Other
why
than
I
it
saw
was terrible, no.
It was horrible. But if you actually watch the trailers for the film, none of the scenes are in the movie.
Oh my god. That's awesome.
so good.
See, that could actually be a cool thing. Like, if they did it right, if they just threw a bunch of different shit in the
No, it
trailer
was done
that,
right.
that would set the tone for the film. Like,
No,
and then
it
you
was
go
done-
and see the movie and there's better shit in the movie. That's how you do it. That's really cool
That's not
because
how
then
it's done.
you're keeping the
All the
movie a
best-
mystery and you're building the desire to go and see it with completely original
No.
but thematic
No.
content.
But that's not what happened. All the best scenes were just removed from the movie.
That's fucked up.
And
was there
there
a
was
reason
this-
for that?
I think it had to do with the fact that two little girls in Wisconsin actually killed or
Oh,
tried to
it
kill a
was
little
too
girl,
scary.
stabbed her. And they tried to
This
stab
movie's
her.
getting too good, guys.
This
We
horror
have to
movie
take some
is
shit out of
too
it.
horrific.
It's not shitty
Well,
enough.
and it's weird because I think it was more of just like maybe a too soon thing because it's like, I mean, come on, there's a freaking documentary based on Charles Manson. Like, so if you say
Was the
that you
movie
can't
even
make a movie
about the girl that
real
did the
happened
murder though?
because you can't ever make a serial killer movie or anything
Yeah,
like
but
that again.
the movie wasn't about that story
No.
though. So who gives a shit?
It doesn't. Anyway,
The
Like,
internet.
I could understand. Yeah,
Anyway.
the internet's pissed at everything. But like, I could
Yeah.
understand the uproar if that movie was about that killing. But since it's
Yeah,
about
it wasn't.
Slender Man and separate from that incident, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Like, it shouldn't matter.
exactly. But for
And I want to
whatever
quickly
reason,
point out how quickly we turned the Mega Man story into a paranormal activity story
Yeah.
into something completely different. I mean, it's good because it's horror themed, which is great.
Can I
'cause
just
it's
say one
October,
thing
But what the
to
fuck?
set
Poor
the-
Mega Man.
one thing about the Slender Man movie, it was so bad that in a theater full of people, including myself, when one of the quote unquote scary scenes happened, we all laughed. Like, not just me individually, the entire movie theater was
Ouch.
laughing
That's pretty
at
bad.
the parts that were supposed to be quote unquote scary.
But the question
And any
is,
parts of like violence or gore were like only in the trailers.
will Mega Man be worse? Probably.
Yes.
Yes. Not probably. Absolutely yes.
Yeah.
But you know what's going to be even worse than that?
Mega Man 2.
The Dance Dance Revolution movie.
No.
Oh my god.
It's a fucking real thing.
No, it's not.
It's a real
Did
fucking
you?
thing.
Is it like
Oh my
Step
God.
Up, except they're all playing DDR? Like, they're having dance battles on the
Apparently,
mats.
the movie's plot is derived directly from the game's title and will focus around saving the world by uniting the world through the power of dance. I shit
That's
you not.
Pacific Rim. That's like straight up Pacific Rim. The entire time that.
Uh-oh.
Screw that.
Did we lose somebody?
I think so.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
We lost somebody. We lost
Oh, she's
Shayla.
back.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm down for the count.
you're gone forever.
No, but like when I went to see Pacific Rim, all we were doing was joking around about how they were playing DDR and they have to be in perfect sync, you know? Like that scene in Scott Pilgrim when they're playing that dance game. It's like that's what the movie's gonna be. Just literally them playing DDR to fucking save the world like that. No.
It's gonna be so bad.
I could
Did you know? Did you guys know that there already is a fan made like DDR movie, and it's so bad that it's
probably
the greatest
better
movie?
than one of
I
those.
could make a better
It's
one.
probably going to be better than the actual DDR movie.
It is in a way. It's so bad that it's good. like it's like this. It's like some guy's passion project, and he's such a interesting is the nice word I'll use character in real life.
Interesting.
That his movie is just like this perfect type of fantastic.
I'll have to look into that.
I'm asking my friend right now what the name of the movie is because.
All right, we gotta keep going though. We're running.
Okay,
behind.
that's fine.
But yeah, so some pretty awful video game movies coming up in the future. We got Mega Man, we got DDR, and we got Sonic. Can't wait. But next thing, so Space Channel 5 finally gets a sequel, kind of, in the form of Space Channel 5 kind of funky news flash VR.
About fucking time.
It's probably just going to be some kind of like a remake. But yeah, so I'm sure the vast majority of you guys are probably thinking, what the fuck is Space Channel 5?
How dare you?
It's true. But basically, it's kind of like a retro-themed futuristic rhythm game, kind of along the lines of Parappa the Rapper, Hatsune Miku, and stuff like that. Now you're probably like, what the fuck are those games? Well, I can't get into all that right now. But Space Channel 5, you play as Ulala, who's a reporter that's rescuing people from an alien invasion through a dance-off that's kind of executed in like a Simon Says kind of style battle. The aliens kind of attack you in the form of like button combinations, which you need to memorize and then repeat. If you succeed, you attack them. If you fail, you take damage. It's pretty weird, but it's also like the best thing ever. So,
Ulala, swing and report show.
Yeah, so far nothing's really been mentioned about the content of the game, only that the game's existence has been announced. The game's going to release on the HTC Vive, with no word yet on PSVR release, which I really hope they do because I'm not buying another VR headset, and I'd really like to get this, but not getting it if it's not going to be on PSVR. But no release date or anything. I'm hoping that it's good. I'm hoping that it's something new, because like they've already kind of re-released Space Channel 5 on, I think it was on Xbox Arcade, like a decade ago or something. But yeah.
So my question for Space Channel 5 for you, Shaun, is who, since they obviously can't have Space Michael anymore, if you could replace, who would you replace? Like if you had to put a like pop star celebrity,
Kanye West.
God damn it. Kanye West, Lil Pump, Space Channel 5.
Well, you could do Bruno Mars. Like they're similar.
Oh, I could see that. Yeah, that would work.
They could pull it off.
I would have said maybe Lady Gaga, but she's not relevant anymore. I don't think.
Kinda. Maybe.
I mean,
Sia?
she already kind of has like her aesthetics would go well.
That would fit really well, and I think the music would actually kind of fit in there too.
Right.
But yeah, I'm really, really excited for this. I do hope they bring it to PSVR. At some point, I actually plan to play the original Space Channel 5 as a Let's Play. I'm going to be doing some weird-ass Let's Play shit, so that's going to be fun. So keep an eye out for that. If you want to see some weird-ass games, get ready. It's going to happen. I got some weird shit, let me tell you.
I want to play that one. We should do 2-player mode.
Does it have a 2-player mode?
Surprisingly, it does. It's really difficult because like one person does the directions and the other person does like the choose and haze.
That's not that hard because one person can remember the button, like the face buttons, and one person can remember the directions. That's cool. Yeah. That'd be fun. Yeah, we can.
Did you know that one time I actually tried to set up a DDR pad to Space Channel 5, and I had the original like PlayStation 1 had these little mouse controllers, like they were like little handheld, like a little tiny like thing that you hold in your hand, like a little pod that was supposed to be kind of like a mouse, and so I used that for my like that as well, and did 2-player and did the directions on the DDR pad and the choose and haze on the little like zapper in my hand.
That's kind of cool, but it seems really overly complicated.
Oh my god, you have no idea.
I mean, that game's already hard enough as it is. I couldn't imagine
Yeah.
making it even more difficult.
Pretty much. It was a disaster.
Sounds like it'd be something fun to watch, though.
Yeah.
So
Now you can try it.
we're running like super over.
Okay, my bad.
No, you're good. We're good. But there's a couple things I wanted to talk about as far as like survival horror goes, but we'll kind of have to trim that down to just a couple of things. But yeah, so what is your favorite survival horror franchise? We'll start with Jazz.
I guess I'd have to say Resident Evil. Because
Resident Evil?
don't really know many more.
Seriously?
Well, no, I mean, it's like the biggest one. Because it's been around like super long.
I mean, yeah, that and Silent Hill, I guess, are probably the biggest.
I haven't
most
played
well-known.
Silent Hill, though.
How could you?
I can't play it.
Is it too spoopy?
It's too gray.
Oh, yeah, I could see that. How about you, Shayla?
Okay, I mean, mine's obvious. It's Resident Evil. But can I like pick a second one? Because like
Absolutely. I was going to
No.
ask you guys secondary favorite, but since
Yeah,
Jazz
yeah.
isn't going to have one, I didn't go there.
I could.
Oh, could you?
Know.
What is it?
I don't know. Let Shayla answer her first one first.
No. Let's
Mine's
go back in
probably
time.
a
We
top
started
of-
with you. What's your secondary favorite? I'm not going to give you time to make one up.
Well, I can't think of like a franchise per se because like I don't typically, other than Resident Evil, I don't typically stick to franchises.
Well, the
Well,
ones
except for like Tomb Raider, but
I mean, it can be a single game, I guess. Just like another horror game that you like a lot.
to pick one, I wouldn't be able to. I mean, I've tried like a whole bunch of different ones. If that's like I tried Evil, couldn't get into it. I've tried whatever that one is, their Alien Isolation. So I don't think I can actually choose one. I usually stick to Resident Evil. I'll just stick to Resident Evil.
Okay,
It goes so many different ways.
that's fair enough.
Well,
Shayla?
what's your favorite Resident Evil?
I don't know. I guess Code Veronica, because that's the one I'm the most.
It's a good choice. It's a good choice.
Yeah.
Okay, Shayla. Secondary favorite.
Mine would have to be D2 if that counts as survival
Ooh,
horror,
that's a good one. Yes, it
right?
does.
Or probably like Haunting Ground.
Yes. That's also a good one.
But yeah, like I love D2. D2 is like one of my favorite games overall ever. But yeah,
It's so good.
It is.
I want to buy D2, but like I can't find it for less than $40. And as
I
much
know,
as I
good luck
like that
finding that
game,
now.
paying $40 for a used game is so hard to do.
I know everything's so overpriced now as far as like retro.
Yep, and it's just going to keep getting worse as we go into digital. But yeah. So as far as Resident Evil goes, what's your favorite Resident Evil? Code
Ooh, my
Veronica?
favorite Resident Evil is 1. Like 1. Not even even though I think Remake is a better game, my favorite is Resident Evil. Like 1.
Why would you say that?
Because it really did have the biggest impact on me. Like
So
when
you're
that
talking
game-
more about like the initial experience?
yes, and for it, like the lasting effect that it had and my endearment towards like the series as a whole is like number 1 is like my staple as far as like if you could only give me one Resident Evil game and you took everything away and I could never play another Resident Evil game again and you asked me which one I wanted, it was like, no, I have to have my Resident Evil. Like the big box one too. Like I don't want the director's cut. I just want like the original big box Resident Evil.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, so for me, obviously favorite I can't talk today. Favorite franchise for me would be Resident Evil, and for me it's kind of similar. Like I prefer Remake overall as my favorite just because it's still one, but they just made it like a million times better.
It's so
Like,
amazing.
The first one has obviously the impact. I mean, I had never played anything like that. I played it before Silent Hill, it was my first experience in survival horror ever. And really just, I think that was my first horror game at all. And there wasn't anything like that at the time, you know, just like the way that they did puzzles and the horror theme and how cinematic it was. Like all those elements were brand new to me. So like that experience will never be touched. You know, how could it? But as far as favorite game, it'd have to be the remake because, again, they took the first game and they improved it in every possible way. They kept the story intact, but they made it better. They made it less cheesier. The graphics, even if you go play that today, it still looks incredible. Like that game was just an achievement. They just nailed every aspect of it. And I'm really hoping they do that again with Remake 2.
Wasn't there a feature that you could play the remake but with the audio of the first game?
There might be a patch on PC, but nothing on the console. That'd be great.
It does sync well sometimes.
That's awesome.
That's great. I want to see that. We should redub it like that. Just take the two.
I've actually been wanting
to.
When going back to like what projects you're working on, is that the idea has been running in my head to restart sort of the Residents, like keep the same style but on remake so that it's easier to record, because it's really hard to get a copy of the original on somewhere that can be recorded for me.
You mean PC?
PC or like PS4 or whatever. Like something that records, because I don't want to go and buy a fucking like streaming or capture card, because I've tried that twice and they were both garbage.
Well, I know you can download it on PS3. Maybe you can play it on PS4? I don't know how that works. Well, like I said, you can download it on PS3, but I don't know if you can access it through PS4 through the network.
There's ways, but I mean, like, you know, you're like a remake of The Residents. Again, it's just an idea running around in my head.
Heck yeah, because they hardly got to my part.
I don't get a lot of those.
I don't get a lot of those.
Bring it back. It'll be great.
Yeah. It'll be great.
Whoa. How about most frustrating survival horror experience? Shayla.
Ooh. Probably. It may have been. Okay. It probably was Dino Crisis in Japanese.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Why were you playing that in Japanese?
And it was, well, because we were friends with a guy who owned the import shop at the mall. And it was just really, like, he would always get new games. And we were always just, like, dumb young kids with too much money because we worked at the mall. And would want to, like, ooh, cool new thing at Knobs, let's go get it. And go buy whatever new, like, it was Capcom. It was dinosaurs. And we didn't, and it was Resident Evil, and we were just like, we don't care, we have to play it right now, we gotta do it, we gotta play it. And we got Dino Crisis in Japanese, and that was really difficult for the puzzles.
Yeah, that sounds like a mistake.
Yeah.
How about you, Jazz?
Favorite, or what is it? Most frustrating moment
Your
in
favorite
the survival
frustrating
game?
Survival horror experience.
We've just been saying favorite a lot. Most frustrating in a survival horror.
Yeah, your most frustrating survival horror experience.
I hate to do this, bring it back to Resident Evil again, but I have this really bad habit of playing Resident Evil without saving. Like, I just want to see how far I can get and try to finish it without saving. So I was playing Resident Evil 2, and I was doing the Claire campaign. And I was doing really good. Like, I was barely getting touched by zombies. I didn't use that much ammo because I try to run around as many zombies as I can. And I was like, I hadn't saved, and I was like, you know, hours into it. And when the part where you have to play as Sherry,
oh no!
I was crawling through like that air vent that she goes through, and I got killed by cockroaches.
Oh my god! I would be so pissed.
I was so mad. That's why I started hating on Sherry.
To
like,
be
straight
honest,
up, the character
I didn't
was
even
a piece
know
of
that
shit
was
to me.
possible.
I don't know if maybe I got bitten by a dog before, like her health was probably low and I didn't know, or maybe it glitched. But all I know is like I'm crawling through and I'm like ew, and I try to walk over them to squish them, and one of them fucking crawls, and then I died.
See, now I want to like boot up Resident Evil 2 and like just sit in that area and see like how many bites it takes to get
See
killed.
how long it takes to kill
I
you.
tried that. Like, I didn't have the patience to wait it out. So I don't know. Like I said, I was
400
probably
hits and it kills you.
I might have gotten hit by something before
Yeah,
and not
probably.
noticed.
That's
Ugh,
crazy.
But I was mad.
I'd be so pissed if that happened. That's a good one.
I hated Sherry. After that.
Mine's kind of similar, like with the whole not saving thing. So, doing a no save speed run in Resident Evil Remake on invisible enemy mode. So,
Oh my God.
Yeah, going to fight the tyrant in the basement labs at the end of the game, and I got hit by one of the chimeras that I forgot was there because they're fucking invisible. Like, I was going through the hallway and I was just at low health thinking, oh, hey, there's nothing in here. I didn't remember there being anything in there after the zombies, and there was, and I died, and I didn't save, and I was fucking pissed. Like, that's one of the most frustrating things ever, is playing a survival horror game, not saving, and getting bullshitted. It's so irritating. And have you played Invisible Enemy Mode? Either of you?
Heck no, I'm not dumb.
No.
Jesus Christ. Like, you need to know Resident Evil like the back of your hand to even have a chance at that shit.
Oh, that's what's really crazy to me about, like, the internet in general, because, like, for the longest time, I didn't know a lot of people that liked Resident Evil, like, was obsessed with Resident Evil like I was, and I liked it. But when I get on the internet, it was like, oh my God, these people do, like, speed runs. And
yeah, there's
freaking,
crazy shit. I've done a
like,
knife run. That's hard, too.
I was like, I was just glad I beat the game.
I didn't think I could do it at all.
Yeah. I'm glad I beat the game and didn't pee myself. Fuck.
And
People are playing invisible enemies and knife mode. And,
While trying to speed run.
yeah.
well, when you're doing either one, when you're doing Invisible Enemy or knife run, you pretty much have to do a speed run, because if you just try to casually go through the game, you're going to die. Like, you have to be on a mission to get to the end of the game, and you have to ignore a lot of shit. Yeah, they kind of go hand in hand.
I got another one for you, Shaun. Speaking of remake, the first time I played it, like, you know me, right? Like, I'll play Claire mode, I'll play Jill mode, and I will stay away from the Chris and the Leon, and, like, my preferences. The Chris. The first time I played the Chris campaign, and I actually, like, tried to tough it out, I got to the point where you hear Rebecca scream, and I'm like, Chris just kind of looks around, so I'm like, holy shit, I gotta go save her. And you're in the room, like, almost right next to it or above it, I don't remember where she is.
I think you're right below.
I ran the entire mansion.
You went to the opposite side of the mansion.
I went everywhere, upstairs, downstairs, basement, like, everywhere, looking for Rebecca. It probably took me 45 minutes, but I finally found her. This goddamn hunter stabs her through the chest. And I'm like, that was the reason I wanted to play this campaign, was to save your ass.
And I failed.
And I failed.
It's funny, too, because if you had just, like, stopped to think about it logically, like, if she was at the other end of the mansion, you probably wouldn't have heard her scream. So, like, she would have had to be close. But when you hear that and you panic, like, you're not even thinking about that. You're just like, what do I do?
Yeah, I'm like,
Where do I go?
Rebecca. Aw.
That's funny. I think another runner-up for me would just be Haunting Ground fucking in general. Because, like, when you get panicked and you fucking are thrown into insta-run mode and you can't control yourself and you bump into shit and you just fucking get enraged and then you get murdered, it's so fucking frustrating. Because, like, you turn into a car with no brake. And it's weird.
I love those.
Because, yeah, like, you go, like, you can't stop running. You just shoot forward.
Would you say that mode is worse on Clock Tower 3 or Demento?
You know, I actually haven't played Clock Tower 3, which really sucks. I know I've had that game forever. I've had that game for like 10 years, and I haven't played it.
Jazz!
What?
Guess what the main... Oh my god. First of all, you guys have to play Clock Tower 3 because the main character's name is Alyssa.
Whoa,
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And the cinemas in that one are so over the top and ridiculous. Like, it would be really funny to make a machinima. She has a friend that jumps on her bed and like wiggles around like a cockroach, like.
Yeah, I've seen bits and pieces, and I did like start it once, so I saw like that opening cinematic, and it's so weird and awkward.
And her name is Alyssa.
Yeah, Diz has to play it.
She does.
It'll be great.
But she won't.
No, she won't.
Oh, she probably has.
Don't say that.
Wow.
But now you have to play that game. You have to play that game.
You're just assuming because Shaun said he hasn't played it that I haven't played it.
Well, if you guys both have to play it.
Well, yeah.
But I know Shaun likes Shaun likes Demento, so if he likes Demento, he'll like Clock Tower 3, because Demento or Haunting Ground was clearly going to be Clock Tower 4, and they just like branded it as its own thing for whatever reason. Yeah. But it's clearly like it's the same idea, concept, everything that Clock Tower.
It plays pretty much the same, like even the way that like you get items and stuff. Like it's pretty much the same thing. But yeah, I definitely want to get back into that and go through it, because I mean, new survival horror game, so that's always good. And then just like the potential for like a machinima, I feel, are really high. So like I want to go through that and see kind of what I could potentially do with that. Because I'm gonna make both you cutscenes and stuff. And anything with stupid cutscenes is machinima material.
Yes, it has lots of very stupid cutscenes.
No, don't go.
Oh my!
And if you make a machinima of that, I want to be the scissor girl.
I didn't even know that was a thing. Spoiler.
There's like
Diz will have to be Alyssa.
Yeah, now I don't want to play anymore.
Supposed to be. No, I don't. Like actual scissors, like actual shears, like not
like hand-sized scissors.
She has giant scissors.
It'd be better if she just had like a regular small set of scissors. Yeah. That'd be great. In fact, that would be more terrifying, because like that's a crazy bitch. Yeah.
I got scissors.
I'm gonna cut ya. But yeah, if we do that, machinima, Diz has to be Alyssa. Like, we will tie her down and make her voice act. It'll be great.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go into updates so we can wrap things up. We're over again. We're still kind of filling out the format and the time frame and stuff. So I
blame Telltale every time we bring it up.
Yeah, it's always Telltale fucking everything.
Let's not talk about them again.
Well, hopefully next week there will be no news on Telltale and everything will fall into place. It'll be good. I have faith.
It's your first mistake.
You're right. All right, so for updates, first and foremost, we kicked off the Halloween event. So we currently have 1 episode of Blood and Bacon Let's Play and 5 episodes of Survive This Clock Tower. That Let's Play is kind of goofy. I kind of approached that a little bit different than I did with some of my other Let's Plays, so definitely check that out. It's redonkulous. And then again, this month we'll have 31 videos throughout the month, 1 for every single day. And there's going to be more stuff other than just Let's Plays. There's going to be machinima and some other stuff too. So definitely check out the YouTube daily to see what's going on there. And then there's a new Resident Evil machinima that I'll be debuting probably later this month or early next month. Patrons got a sneak peek of that not too long ago. So that's something I wanted to kind of shout out real quick too, is, you know, if you're not a patron, definitely consider doing that. That helps us to kind of grow, improve, advertise the ward to kind of grow the viewer base and stuff like that. And then if you support us through that, you get perks, exclusive previews, Patreon exclusive videos, updates, and all kinds of stuff there. So yeah, plug complete. Good job. Go me.
I haven't even heard about you have a new machinima from Resident Evil.
Yes, you do. You know about it. You're fucking in it.
What? Oh!
Jesus Christ. Anywho. Okay. And then slight update on the Duel remake. Currently episode 2 is being 100% captured and edited. I just need to work on sound design and re-record the lines. So you should see that pop up pretty soon, probably hopefully this month. We'll see. It's kind of busy with all the Halloween videos, but if it doesn't come out this month, then it should be early next month as well. And then I'm also working on something fans of the liquor store video should appreciate. So yeah, get hyped for that. I'm not going to really go into details. I'll just leave it at that, and you'll see that pop up later. It'll be great. It'll be great. But yeah. Anything you guys want to plug, Shayla?
Maybe my Twitch channel, ShadowKitty777.
What do you stream on there? What do you play?
Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter. Shocking.
I just finished Shadow of the Colossus, so I'm probably gonna be. Actually, I started Yakuza 0, so if I continue, that'll be what I.
Oh, cool.
I'm continuing next.
I would watch that, but I don't want the spoilers.
I know. I don't blame you. I have a couple other things. Like, I want to play the Danganronpa series.
Ooh, yeah, I'd watch that. That's one I want to see, but I probably won't play through.
They're really cool. Like,
or at least not anytime
so far, everything I've seen for them is awesome. It's like Ace Attorney meets Battle Royale.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Do you have a schedule or anything where do you do it consistently, or is it just kind of here and there?
It's kind of random, but I would actually like to start making a more consistent schedule, like at the same time every day kind of thing. Most likely it'd be probably noon or 1 p.m. Central Time.
Well, let me tell you, if anybody knows about consistency, it's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Consistency pants.
Heck yeah. Cool. How about you, Jess? What do you got to plug?
The only thing I've got going is my YouTube channel, which doesn't have much going right now. But the tipping canoe.
Revelations.
Revelations.
Watch it. It's kind of good, I guess.
It's kind of decent. Okay, I think.
It's amazing.
It's awesome. Yeah. Watch it. Watch it on the ward. And
I'm totally aware that I'm in it.
I don't believe you.
You remember this?
What?
I don't know.
She remembered that she was in it this time.
In this one.
She thinks she's in it. She's not sure.
That's like she tells everyone that I voiced Jill in The Residence. Like,
it's true, you did.
Comments that.
I thought you did.
No!
Whoa.
Ooh,
relax.
This game looks pretty cool.
Alright, cool. So that's all we got. That's it for today's show. Thank you for joining us. And we hope to see you guys next week.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.